it's not quite gone to fucking plan. Hello everybody. Well, it's been an interesting journey with this table. And I know that obviously I've had most of it on fast forward, just simply for speed. And I know for a lot of it, having looked, for a lot of it, it kind of looks like not a lot is happening, even though I'm applying a lot of layers of varnish, which, to be fair, I think in total, off the top of my head, I think it had 5 coats of deep oak gloss varnish, which I must admit I'm very happy with the colour. I could have kept going darker, but decided not to. And for the clear varnish, I don't know, it could be, it's got to be near 10. However, there was a fuck up, and I must admit there's one thing I'm a bit annoyed with the table, is that I'd applied obviously a lot of clear coats of varnish, and the table was looking absolutely brilliant. And then I chose to, I thought wisely, use a very fine sandpaper and the orbital sander to gently sand the top with a bit of water. And yeah, it made the table nice and smooth, but it also went through the varnish in a few places. Now, I'm very annoyed with that because it's not a case of I've sanded too long or too hard. It's just on the table there were a few bits where there was a few little bumps and ridges, and as it's taken them down, which it did rapidly, it had gone through the colour, and it really pissed me off. As soon as I'd seen it, I knew I'd fucked up, and I spent a long time trying to do little touch-up repairs on it, to no joy, really. I mean, I tried applying just a little bit of dark oak colour to those areas, but it didn't change the colour. I just ended up with patches, which I then had to remove. I even tried sanding the surface with a rougher fine sander, and then applied another coat of deep oak to try and help with the colour, which initially at first seemed like it had helped, but unfortunately in the end it didn't. And I think after that, I still then went and applied another 3 or 4 coats of clear or something like that. I know I applied a lot, so it might even be more than 10 coats of clear. What I've ended up with is a beautifully looking and beautifully feeling table that annoyingly has got a few marks on it, which has really pissed me off. Now, if I could be bothered, I would have, well, to be honest, I think the only way to have fixed it would have been to potentially sand the whole thing back, but I wasn't willing to do that because my intention was always today to bring the table to my brother's new apartment, because I was coming here to be here for a parcel being delivered, and I wanted to bring the table in as well. So as I was doing this yesterday, and it was yesterday that I fucked up, I've basically ended up with no time to attempt a further repair on it. I will show you in a minute as well what I have done to it. But what I will say is that I'm very, other than the fucking marks, I'm extremely happy with how the table looks. But it is absolutely broken me doing it. I honestly thought a round table would be quite easy to do, but it did end up being quite awkward trying to reach from one side to the other and trying to get a smooth, clean um, stroke of the varnish was not easy to do, and my back is absolutely ruined, if I'm honest. So anyway, it's done as much as done can be for me on it now. If at some point my brother decides he doesn't want it, I might have it back and refinish it. But I think in that scenario, to be honest, I literally would only do the top surface, because the rest of the table is absolutely fine. And I must admit, like I say, the feel of it is absolutely lovely. Right, I'm going to take my camera out and I shall show you. Okay, so there she is in all her glory. I must admit, I am very pleased with the colour and the shine. I mean, the level of reflection is quite nice. I mean, it's not a perfectly flat gloss finish, but it was never intended to be. You can just see, just here, this is the worst bit of the mark. So, yeah, pissed off is an understatement. There's a little bit more there. So, yeah, very happy, but also very pissed off. It's an odd one, that I know, but it's an interesting one as well, in that as I was getting to the later stages, I was struggling to. I suppose I should show the underside. A nice shine on the table lid. Yeah, I was struggling to really see the effect I was having on the wood with the colour, but it's not until I actually went back and looked at some of the earlier video clips that I realised actually how nice it actually does look. And the thing is, what that means for me now is that this project is done. I mean, in the end, it didn't take me very long to do it. I think in total it's taken about 3 weeks. But I have pushed myself way beyond what I should have done. I mean, to put it into perspective, what I've literally been doing for the last sort of 3-4 days is I've been doing stuff on the computer or been watching stuff on TV, and this has been right next to me, so I've literally been able to like apply a coat of varnish, leave it to dry, go and do something on the computer, and then 20-30 minutes later turn around, pop another layer on. And so that's how I was able to get a lot of layers on, because I literally was just on it all the time, in between doing other stuff. Oh shit. Now what that does mean for my next projects is I have the choice to continue the carving project, make a start on my table, or do another resin project. Now, I'm actually thinking that what I might do, because doing this table has absolutely broken me, so I need a break from it, I really do. So I'm thinking that I'll probably do the carving, but I can also do resin stuff at the same time. So, because now that I've got my dining room table clear, I could always do resin stuff there, but for one of my projects that I'm going to be doing with the resin, I do need to do some sanding. So that'll be outside. And one thing I need to do as well is I need to basically sand back and polish up a resin to a shine, so I know exactly what it takes. Because if there's one thing no YouTube videos show, is exactly how long it takes for you to get the shine back. So sometimes it's difficult to know. I mean, it's probably as simple as just keep going until it's shiny. But if you don't know, and it doesn't look like much is happening, it's very difficult to keep going. So, and especially with the problems I had. Excuse me. Some of the lettering. So tired. I was up till, I don't think I got to bed till gone 3 o'clock, and I was due to be up at about 9. I woke up at 7:45, so I'm knackered. So anyway, I'm going to disappear. This, as I said, is now the end of the round table project until it falls into my hands again. And actually, I have seen a few more of these actually. And to be fair, I mean, they are nice tables. Would I pick up another one to do? Maybe. Would I do it differently? Maybe. If I could honestly get away with only refinishing the top, then I'd probably do that. Time to go. Thank you for watching. Sleep well.